Today I'm going to show off all 10 of my Seiko collection. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Today is my Seiko. It's been a year since my last Seiko collection update. I thought I'd show you what it looked like now. And to be fair, it's a bit different. Several watches unfortunately have come and gone. This might be the best I've ever had my collection. So let's get stuck in, shall we? Oh, mustn't forget the wife is going to say her views on each watch at the end of the show. Are you Seiko ready? Let's go! So ladies and gentlemen, here are my 10 beauties. And this is one of the many reasons why I love this brand Seiko. On show, you've got 10 watches that don't really look alike, but still look like they came from Seiko. Anyway, we'll start from left to right at the top. And the first one is a watch that has come back into the collection. I did give this watch to a friend of mine. This is the SNK 809, a now discontinued Seiko that you can still buy brand new, basically down to the fact that Seiko made a hell of a lot of these. Awesome bead blasted case, and it's the dial that is the winner. Military-esque pilot's field watch. It's such a popular reference
to us Seikopaths.
Definitely has a cult following. Love that red tip on the seconds hand. This strap was made by CWC. It's a watch that works with their G10, but it also works very well with this watch. There's something about this watch that is quite special, but with the size, the dial, the hands, the color of the case, and how strapaholic it is, it's staying in the collection. Next up, another oldie of mine, an absolute classic when it comes to Seiko, the SKX 013. It came with a Jubilee bracelet, but I have got it on this amazing rubber strap, and this is a perfect time to show off today's sponsor, who are Clockwork Republic. If you want to level up your Seiko game and give your watch a beautiful vulcanized rubber strap with solid stainless steel end links designed specifically for your favorite Seikos, like your 5KXs, your 62 masses, your Tunas, or your Samurais, this brand is the brand for you. And I have never had a more comfortable strap on a Seiko than a Clockwork Republic strap. Get in the link in the description below, and like I say every time, thank me later. Another amazing old Seiko 5 that I just can't get rid of is the SNX S79. The best budget alternative for a Rolex day date. This is my dress watch of the collection, and I think it is absolutely stunning. Especially that sunburst grey dial with those applied indices and the applied Seiko 5 logos. This watch really does look far more than the price tag. Now yes, the bracelet is rubbish and doesn't go massively well with the watch, seeing as though the case is polished, but I think this is an absolute winner, so it stayed in the collection. Next watch is probably my favourite of the collection still, even though lately I've bought a few damn good ones. This is the Willard, the SPB 153, a reinterpretation of the 6105, first made in the late 60s. It was Seiko's first asymmetrical case on a diver, and I just absolutely love it. This is the Seiko I look at and think, I shouldn't buy any more. It's the best green dial I've ever seen on a Seiko. Still, I love the aluminium insert. Probably has the best bezel action in the collection. Super! Still with that Seiko spongy wonginess. But I love those 60s inspired indices and handset. I've still got it on this Tropic strap from Uncle Straps because it just works so well. This is a watch that will definitely never leave my collection. Now, talking of superb, it's the one that's on my wrist, the Landmaster. A watch I never thought I'd own because it's made of titanium, and my relationship with titanium has not been great. However, this is a watch that even though it does feel light, it doesn't feel too light. last, the SLA 071. Possibly the best dial I have in my entire watch collection. Mimicking the ice of mountains in Japan, it is truly an absolutely stunning dial. Again, indices very similar to the Willards. I'm a big fan of the chunky ones, and there ain't no bezels as chunky as this one either. This is a friction-based compass bezel. Even though there's no ratchet to it, you just want to twist it. It is magical. Now, this is the only Seiko with a 4 Hz movement I own. It has an 8L35 inside. The Willard has a 6R35. Unfortunately, if you want a 4 Hz movement in your Seiko, you're going to have to pay a lot of money. This is a limited edition watch, but I am honestly so happy to have it in my collection.
It gets a lot of looks, let me tell you that.
It's certainly one of the best watches I've ever bought, but this is a perfect example of buying a watch you never thought you'd had a chance to buy, and here it is.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
One type of watch I don't have in the collection at the minute was a chronograph. This is another watch that I didn't think I'd own. It's the SSC 947, a beautiful solar-powered chronograph in the colours of a Seiko 6139. These are 3 colours you would never think work on a watch. They absolutely smash it, and definitely does remind me of 1960s. It was all about bringing colour to television, colour to billboards, colour to clothing. Anyway, this is a modern Seiko showing off what they can do now. A watch that only loses or gains 15 seconds a month, pulls in power from natural sunlight and artificial sunlight, and the bracelet is really good. Like this SLA 071, these 2 watches are definitely pushing up the colour palette in my collection. Really happy I got this watch. Can't stop looking at it, to be fair. Lovely. Next up is a special one to me in a few ways. It's a Seiko celebrating the 55th anniversary of the first Seiko 5 sports watch. Pretty much a like-for-like copy. It's definitely one of my favourite dials in my collection. The reds, the touch of blues. Love the minute track. Even love the framed day and date window. I was excited about the bracelet as it was definitely unique and exclusive to this watch only. Friction-based bezel, so nothing to write home about there. I'm just a fan of vintage inspired modern watches. 100 meters of water resistance. Says sports on the dial. I had to have it. Next up is another limited edition, but it's the GMT in my collection. The SPB 411, otherwise known as the reinterpretation of the Seiko Navigator timer. Another reissue of a watch that came out in the 60s, and it was the first GMT with a twisted 24-hour bezel. And again, when I saw this watch, I had to have it. The dial, phenomenal. Love that little GMT stubby hand. Beautiful tonneau style case from Seiko. This houses the 6R54. It's an automatic GMT movement, but on my wrist, it just fits so well. Unbelievably, this watch is still available, even though it's a limited edition. My advice is if you see it in a shop, at least try it on, because for me, it's a very special watch. Another oldie in the collection, the SNJ 025, the Seiko Arnie. The tuna case is so Seiko, it's ridiculous, and it's so synonymous with their major feats in dive watches back in the 80s. The H558 was the first Annie Digi diver, and this is a reinterpretation of that watch, which was famously worn by Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, Commando, and it was actually his personally owned watch. As I said, this is an Annie Digi watch, and it is also solar powered, but that does not stop it being hefty in the weight. This is a beautifully crafted modern take on an 80s watch. Love the ratcheting bezel. This is the watch I decided in my whole entire collection would be the one I'd go diving with if I ever did. It would sure show the sharks out there I meant business.
Even though I'd probably be peeing myself.
I think it's still around the £400 mark, and it's worth every penny.
Take 2.
Let's see a little more originality, shall we? So we come to my final watch in the collection, and this is, well, it's one of my favourite watches I've ever bought, really. Was put off at first because of the size of it, but ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Landshark. Known to others as the Atlas, this is basically an expedition field watch disguised as a diver. We have an inner rotating compass bezel. We can, using this 9 o'clock crown. We have a ratcheting 60-minute unidirectional bezel. I love the 6, 9 and 12 numerals. I love the applied Seiko 5 logo. The yellow handset should look weird, but on this watch, they look awesome. And it's another one of those bead blasted cases that you don't see that often. Now, yes, the bracelet isn't fantastic. It does have a press clasp, but I feel it works so well with this case. I've never taken it off there before. Inside is an automatic in-house 7S26 movement. It's a workhorse. It's never going to let me down. But this is such an unusual Seiko. I had to buy it. And I can't see it ever leaving the collection. So there we go, 10 fantastic Seikos. Will they all be there next year? Honestly, I doubt it. I mean, I want them to be there, but Seiko keep making new ones. I've pretty much got all my watch needs in this collection. That is why I'm pretty confident this 10 is better than yours, if you're that insane to have more than 2 watches. Anyway, we've had 7, 8, 9 minutes of absolute pure Seiko joy. It's time for the wife to bring me down 7 pegs. So here it is, my wife's opinion on all 10 watches. Oh, God. Here we go, the first one. Yeah, I don't mind this one. It's nice and legible. This one is a bit boring, isn't it? It's not bad on the eyes, but it's just a bit meh. This is also meh. Looks very cheap. I know you really love this one. I do quite like the colours. It's okay. This is weirdly light. I do quite like the dial, but there's a lot of metal here, isn't there? Yes, this is the beer mat in your collection. It doesn't look cheap, but it doesn't look expensive either. Yes, I quite like this one. The case is a bit different. It's a little bit blingy, but I do like it. The colours are nice and the watch isn't big. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's beast, isn't it? For that reason, I like it. I like the colours of the hands, but there's just too much metal here, isn't there? It's a bit ugly. Oh, it wasn't too bad, was it? There are a couple of Seikos you don't actually mind, but you know, I think we've come out of that unscathed. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this show. Who knows where the collection will be in 2025? Will I lose some? Will I gain some? Really gonna try to keep to 10 Seikos only, so if one comes in,
One's gotta go out.
which of the 10 would you get rid of? Which of the 10 would you wholeheartedly keep? And do you have a Seiko in mind that would make this collection better? I'd love to know in the comments below. Anyway, if you want a bit more than my watch collector, click there and join. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you click this? Oh, this is... Oh, the algorithm monkey has spoken. This is the one you're gonna want to watch. This is it. Chosen for you by me and YouTube. Go on, click it. Click it.